Good morning, you guys. Today we're going to, you guessed it, Copper Branch. I was looking at the websites today. I think they have 34 open locations in the plant-based movement. They're opening another 14 down the road, so it's like a crazy opportunity. Shout out to Rio, shout out to Andrew, shout out to Byron, shout out to Carlos. You guys are awesome. See you at the headquarters. What's up, guys? Welcome to Copper Branch headquarters. What's poppin', guys? Welcome back to Vegapreneur. This episode is about Copper Branch, as you saw over there. I literally went on their website today and yesterday. The last time I checked, 9 restaurants. Today and yesterday, 34 restaurants, 14 opening very soon in the next year. That's crazy. Guys, let's go check it out inside.
It's a new dawn. Birds flying high. It's a new dawn. Birds flying high. It's a new dawn.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Vegapreneur. I'm here with Mr. Rio from Copper Branch, the owner. Actually casually walked in and saw actually the Entrepreneur of the Year 2018. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Casually.
Yeah.
No flexing, but still, I think that's pretty impressive. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to creating a franchise, because everyone wants to start their restaurant at some point at some time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, as you just mentioned earlier, it's one of the hardest business to get into.
Yeah.
So maybe you could take us back to day one of your
Yeah.
entrepreneurial journey. How did it start? How did Rio end up creating Copper Branch?
Yeah. So from an early age, I was an entrepreneur, and basically, I guess it's in my blood. I wanted to work for myself, and I wanted to create stuff. I'm very creative, and I like to take ideas and sort of expand on them. So I've been in the food business for a long time. So I think for any of your viewers, if they're looking to start restaurants, I believe they're going to need a strong passion. That's the only thing that's going to propel them forward and to keep developing such a tough industry.
Right.
Yeah, restaurants are
They're
very difficult, very competitive. Today.
They're alluring at first because you're like, I want to start the first vegan pizza restaurant in Montreal. And you're like, let's get it.
Yeah.
And you realize there's so many there's so many variables involved. There's so many reasons for you to fail. And actually going back, because you were a franchisee for Subway, right?
Yeah,
and
I was a
that
franchisee
McDonald's,
for
right?
and I worked for McDonald's corporate before that, and franchised with Subway. Was a multi-unit owner. Started in Quebec, pretty much at the very beginning.
How did you do that? Like, how did you get in? Were you like
basically? I read a book on starting a business on a shoestring.
Okay, no way.
And,
that was the book?
Yeah, it was called Starting a Business on a Shoestring, and I highly recommend it, because if you don't have a lot of money, there are other ways to get money.
Right.
There's always a way to find money to fund the business, right? So, I mean, with a great idea or some passion and a drive, you can start up a business. So that's what I did, and I was able to find like a Subway that was really not doing that well.
Okay.
But I did have great operational background, and I read a lot of books on
From school purely, or was it just reading books?
It's mostly reading on my own for that. Nice. They don't really teach you that in school.
Where did that come from? Like that drive to read?
From the fear of not going bankrupt. So,
no way.
Yeah. So because it was do or die.
Right, it's do or die.
Yeah, it's do or die, and when you're swimming, if you don't keep swimming, you're going to sink. So I read up on many books, and with McDonald's training, it was really amazing.
Okay, yeah. I heard McDonald's is the best training possibly you can get, right? Just
in operations.
In operations as well, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I have that kind of character that's a little militant.
Okay.
So like everything is structured, set, and I'm pretty good with some marketing ideas. So operations with marketing, I was able to turn the Subway around and make some profit. And from that, I, sort of save the money. Like, you have to be very disciplined with your money. Right? I mean, if you want to keep growing, you need to, you can't like buy a beautiful car right away or spend it on
a lot of people think
lavish
they can,
restaurants maybe or whatever, You should try to be disciplined, ideally.
Right.
And then, get the second one and the third one. And then it sort of snowballs if you keep following the pattern.
Right, and you were just literally doing the same system over and over without without deviance.
I could have easily gone to like several hundred stores if I wanted.
And what was the system actually like? What were your steps that you were doing every day?
Every day, it's making sure that people are showing up. We have best
Okay.
service. We're cutting our costs. We're respecting food costs, right? You know,
So basic,
that's
simple
it.
things that you take, that you literally do every single day. So it's like, I remember reading a book, it says like a consistent strategy is better than the best strategy in the world that is inconsistent.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's like literally that.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's
Nice.
a really good point.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
it was
how
very
did-
consistent.
Right, right.
And,
how
you
did,
know, and the output from the personnel has to be good too.
right, right.
Right?
And how
I
do you
mean, they've gotta
maintain that
produce.
company culture, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was less of a culture at that time because it was like, you know, Subway starting off,
Right,
and
for
it's
sure.
just a couple of units. But yeah, for sure, there's still culture.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And when Copper Branch come about?
Well, it came about, I'd say, like during my tail end of Subway, I thought I was done with that, and
Okay.
I think I lived the life of Subway pretty well, and I just didn't believe in the future going forward,
Okay.
and I wanted something different. So I myself, having so many units, I'm looking for food.
Right.
You know, like something healthier to eat. I wanted, you know, treat my body with something good, and you know, I didn't think Subway was it. You know, although I'd eat it from
Right.
time to time, but I wouldn't eat it all the time. So basically, I saw a need out there for something that's accessible, that's affordable, and that's reachable for the mainstream people. Because I wasn't vegan.
Okay, when
And,
I vegan, didn't
no.
even have a vegan perspective. It was just like, let's do
No.
something healthy, hearty.
Yeah.
And it just ended up being vegan. Was it just like a coincidence, or were you actually planning to do it?
My goal was really to do a healthy restaurant
Okay. Just a healthy
with
restaurant.
meat, maybe healthy meats.
Right.
But we sort of looked forward in the next coming years, and the impact that going vegan would have on the environment, and the ethics, like the respect to the animals.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people don't see it. Like we have this cognitive dissonance right now, and you know it's not the people's fault. We
Right.
just don't see it. We're not exposed to it,
Mhm.
and we don't realize like when we throw stuff in the garbage all the time, like it just piles up.
Right.
And we're a lot of people on the planet.
Right.
So I wanted to do a restaurant that's going to have more impact going forward, and it was really designed for meat eaters, mainstream. Like I just wanted to get like a lot of people coming to our restaurants,
Right.
not just vegans, because vegan people will come. Of course,
Right.
they'll encourage you, and
Right.
it's just another option. But you know, the majority of people are not vegan,
Also, yeah. and
but
I
a lot
think-
of people
right.
want to eat healthy.
A lot of people want to eat healthy, right? And
Yeah.
I think as a vegan, personally, I know it seems omnipresent that everyone is vegan, though it's probably like 1-2% of the population.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right with that. And so you had this epiphany, and what was the first 3 actions, say, that you took? Was it call Andrew, hey, do you want to come in the business, or how did you get money?
Andrew's actually my son.
He's your son, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's a little younger, so he started with me just sort of organically about 5 years ago. He's a brilliant guy.
Right.
He was in med school.
Okay, no way. And
Yeah.
you just completely shifted with
Well, it started with a web page design, and he just saw my dissatisfaction. The company that we hired to do
Right.
it was a landing page. I mean, they didn't really get it at the time. I guess more communication was needed. So this is where Andrew sort of saw my dissatisfaction, and I guess him being my son, he was very close to me on the project. He would just hear a lot of stuff, and
Right.
I'd be very passionate talking about it all the time because we lived together at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he created a landing page for me. He read a book on how to build a web
No
page
way.
for dummies or something, and a 19-year-old kid gives me this thing. I said, "Wow, that's pretty cool."
No way, okay.
It was amazing.
With
yeah.
WordPress, do you remember? Or
With what?
Was it?
Yeah,
was
he
it
used WordPress.
Okay,
Yeah,
no.
he used WordPress.
Shout out to WordPress.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's how it started. And then I sort of it sort of just grew naturally, and he just fit the post.
Okay,
Yeah. And today he's director of marketing.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and he's in the process of hiring an advertising firm. We've actually generated enough revenues now to actually get an outside firm.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, like we're gonna have enough spend money for that, and it's gonna be great. And it's gonna give more credibility to Copper Branch, and we'll have more, brand awareness for sure.
Right.
So, and he's also in the process of hiring an internal person as well to work with him because he's really overloaded.
Sure.
We're all
Nice,
getting a
nice.
little overloaded, but
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
It's part, right? It's
Yeah,
part of it, right?
It's good. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And so you had the website.
Mhm.
Then did you do like venture capital? How did you get the money for your first store? It was on
Pretty
the
much,
Bishop, right?
I had
Was that
sold
the
most
first
of my stores.
Right.
Yeah, we built Bishop first.
Okay.
So I pretty much used my own capital.
Okay, no
yeah,
way, no
yeah,
way.
pretty much most of
Okay.
it. Like I financed maybe 20% of the store, and the
Right.
rest was my own money,
Right,
which from selling my stores and all that, and being conservative.
right. And
You
what
know,
do you
I was
feel
able to
was
invest.
the 80-20 of all the actions that you were taking? So what do you feel was the most efficient things that we're doing regularly that create the most results for Copper Branch? Like that really differentiate yourself from, for example, Olivier, Panthère Verte.
Yeah, I mean, like they're all like nice little brands,
Right,
and
right, for sure,
they
for
all
sure.
have their own segment.
Yeah.
We really wanted to target for the mainstream.
Right.
We wanted to take out the little hippiness in
I think that was
plant-based
very
food.
important, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
people would understand it.
Right.
Because a lot of people just didn't get it. They didn't feel comfortable. They had this negative connotation about plant-based eating, or even, God forbid, if you use the word vegan.
Right.
It was a lot worse, right?
Right.
It comes with a stereotype, you know. So there's
Yeah.
no question.
Right.
So that's it. So it started with our branding and our positioning of the
Okay,
company.
purely that. And how did the
Yeah.
word Copper Branch come to be? How did the colors, like the whole branding?
Well, we used this great agency out
Okay,
in Chicago.
okay.
Yeah, and it was one of the agencies we used, and it was really a long, arduous process
Right, for
to
sure.
work with something, and so they came up with something, and it sort of strike a chord,
Right.
and then we worked on it, and then a lot of people suggested no one will know what Copper Branch is.
Right.
You're better off using something with the word a restaurant or vegan or green or. But we sort of went against that grain. I think
Right.
we
And I
made
think
the
it's
right choice.
sticking right now. Yeah,
It
it's sticking
sticks,
now.
yeah, it's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, did you already have the menu?
No,
No,
definitely
not even.
not.
Not even.
No, the menu was a scramble from the last minute. We had to sort of put something together because
Did
we
you
had
have anything
2
from
years of testing.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, with different cooks, chefs, and it was very, very difficult because it's not just creating the menu; it's also making sure it works,
It works. It's consistent
With our
the
staff.
operations. Right. Right.
right? Consistent with operations.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's
So
cool if
that's
you do pizzas or like high end, but if your staff can't do it, then
Yeah.
Right.
like even doing pizzas right now. It's a bit of a challenge for us right now because
Right.
we have 2 speed ovens, and they're really busy for the sandwiches.
Right.
So if we had a pizza and it adds 3 minutes to the cooking time,
Right.
it's like one of the ovens is obsolete. So
Right.
we just can't introduce that at this time with that equipment.
Right,
you know?
right,
Yeah,
right,
these
right.
are all things you have to analyze.
Right. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And there's like literally so many things you could dive into.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific tips, any mentoring advice for young entrepreneurs who want to start in the vegan space or any space at all, from things that you learned or at least that you wished would have known when you started off?
Yeah, I think there's a wealth of knowledge out there, so it should definitely be researched. It would save them like lots of time and potential pitfalls and mistakes. So that's the number one thing. Like, do your research, do your homework, speak to people,
Right.
read books. It's there for the taking. If you can buy a book for like $20,
There's always a return
it's
there.
absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy. The return
The
that you get
ratio
from that.
is incredible,
Right,
right?
right, right, right.
On
I completely
knowledge,
agree. Yeah,
how you can,
yeah.
So that's the number one thing. And then make sure that you're committed and that you're very passionate about what you're doing.
Right.
Don't do it unless you strongly believe in it and you're ready to put your 100% and all your money, all your sweat, all your time, pretty much everything.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's,
right. And
that's the only way.
do you do anything
I think.
daily that you do to remain consistent? Because some morning you might wake up, and I'm sure that happens to the best of us, that you're just like, I don't want to go to work today. I don't want to do it today. What's your process to overcome that?
Yeah, well, you do what you can, right?
Right, you do
There's
what
going
you
to be days when you can't, and try to be gentle on yourself.
Right.
And that'll happen. So accept it, and go and take a warm bath, or go for a jog, or go to the gym, whatever it takes.
Right.
And the good feelings should come back
Right. Right.
after that. Yeah, for sure. There's going to be discouragement. There's always little challenges, and
Right.
try to find the right people to help you. That's going to be key as
That's
well.
important, right? As entrepreneurs, I feel we always want to do everything ourselves,
Mm.
and you're like, no, I don't want to outsource that. I don't want to give this away. This is mine. But then at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if you want to scale, right, you have to get
Yeah.
more people in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you want to scale, you do have to let go a little bit. Yeah,
Right,
which
right.
is always a little difficult
Right.
sometimes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Leo, it's been a
Great.
pleasure.
Oliver.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, guys. If you want to go follow Copper Branch, it's at Copper Branch. Is it eCopperbranch? or
It's
is it
eatcopperbranch.com.
eCopperbranch.com.
Yeah.
You changed it, right? It was
Yeah,
Copper Branch before.
yeah, because now we needed an American. Well, we needed a worldwide .com,
Right,
and we
right.
weren't able to get it because copperbranch.com is taken by someone who actually makes copper branches
No
out
way.
in Iowa
No
or
way.
something
That's
in
the
the
worst.
Midwest United States. Yeah,
Right.
and it's sentimental value for him, so he
Right,
wouldn't
for sure,
want to
for
give
sure.
it
You
up.
didn't want to give it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, understandably.
So that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So go follow at eatcopperbranch.com. The Instagram
Great.
handle, do you know what it is?
It's Copper Branch.
Copper Branch. Just
Yeah.
at Copper Branch.
Yeah, at Copper Branch.
And
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
tuned if you want to follow me on Instagram, on YouTube. It's at Vegipreneur. Peace.
Fantastic. Great job, guys. Keep it up.
Cool.